Did you know some home miners are earning hundreds of dollars a month right now from machines humming away in their garages? This reality seems incredibly appealing, a way to print money from thin air. However, this dream can quickly turn into a financial nightmare if you ignore the single most important rule in cryptocurrency mining. This rule is not a suggestion. It is a law of physics and economics. Before you even think about browsing for hardware or clearing a space in your basement, you must internalize the profitability equation. It is the compass that will guide every decision, from the hardware you buy to the electricity provider you choose. The equation is simple yet powerful in its implications. It states, profit equals coins mined times coin price minus electricity cost, hardware cost, overheads. Every part of this formula is a variable you must carefully manage. The number of coins you mine is determined by your machine's hash rate and the network's current difficulty. The coin's price is dictated by the volatile global market. Your electricity cost is a function of your local utility rates and your machine's power consumption. The hardware cost is your initial investment. Overheads include pool fees, repairs, cooling solutions. Understanding this balance is the first and most critical skill for any aspiring miner. This is negative profitability, a trap that has ensnared many miners. It occurs when your operational costs, primarily electricity, exceed the value of the coins you are generating. Imagine your machine running 24/7, consuming a significant amount of power and adding to your monthly utility bill only for the digital assets it produces to be worth less than the cost of that electricity. In this scenario, you are effectively paying to mine cryptocurrency at a loss. It would be cheaper to simply buy the coins directly from an exchange. This is why your electricity cost per kilowatt hour is the foundational number you must know. This fundamental principle separates successful mining operations from expensive hobbies that drain your bank account. It forces you to think like a business owner, not just a technologist or a hobbyist. You must constantly monitor your inputs and outputs. Is the price of Bitcoin dropping? Your profit margin shrinks. Is your electricity company raising its rates? Your break-even point gets further away. Has a new, more efficient generation of ASICs been released? Your older hardware will now mine fewer coins as the network difficulty rises. Ignoring this equation is the fastest way to turn a promising investment into a pile of obsolete, heat-generating electronics that cost you money every second they are plugged in. At the heart of ASIC mining are the algorithms these specialized machines are built to solve. An ASIC, or application-specific integrated circuit, is designed for one purpose and one purpose only: to execute a particular hashing algorithm with maximum speed and efficiency. This specialization is its greatest strength and its most significant limitation. You cannot use a Bitcoin ASIC to mine Dogecoin, and vice versa. Therefore, your first major decision is to choose which digital asset ecosystem you want to participate in. This choice will determine the hardware you buy, the pools you join, the communities you become a part of. It is a commitment to a specific network and its future prospects. The undisputed king of the ASIC world is Bitcoin, which uses the SHA-256 algorithm. The Bitcoin network is the largest, most secure, and most valuable blockchain in existence. Mining Bitcoin means competing for the largest and most sought-after rewards in the crypto space. This competition is fierce, populated by massive industrial-scale mining farms with access to incredibly cheap power. SHA-256 hardware are the most powerful and power-hungry ASICs on the market. Bitmain Antminer MicroBT WhatsMiner series. Choosing to mine Bitcoin means entering the most professional and competitive league, where efficiency is paramount and even small advantages in power cost can make a huge difference. On the other side, you have algorithms like Script. The most prominent coins using Script are Litecoin, Dogecoin, which can often be merge mined simultaneously with a single Script ASIC. You earn both coins at the same time for the same amount of work, boosting profitability. The Script mining landscape is generally smaller and less cutthroat than Bitcoin's. The hardware is typically less expensive and consumes less power than top-tier SHA-256 miners, making the barrier to entry lower for a home miner. This is a great starting point for beginners who want to learn the ropes without a colossal initial investment. Your choice between SHA 256 and Script should follow a careful evaluation of your budget, your risk tolerance, your belief in the long-term value of the respective coins. Bitcoin offers a larger, more stable market, but with incredibly high competition. Litecoin and Dogecoin offer a lower barrier to entry potential for greater percentage gains due to smaller market caps, but also higher volatility and risk. Do not simply chase the most profitable coin of the day. Research the technology, the community, and the development roadmap for each. You are not just buying a machine, you are investing in a network. Choose the one you believe in for the long haul. Once you have decided which algorithm to target, the practical journey of setting up your mining operation begins. The first and most tangible step is acquiring your hardware. This involves more than just clicking buy on the first website you find. You need to research specific models, comparing their hash rate, that is computational power, against their power consumption, their wattage. The key metric here is efficiency, often measured in joules per terahash. A more efficient miner will produce more hashes for every watt, directly impacting your profitability. You must also diligently vet your seller, whether you are buying a brand new unit from the manufacturer or a used machine from a secondary marketplace. Check reviews, ask for proof of operation, and be wary of deals that seem too good to be true. The next critical consideration is the environment where your ASIC will live. These are not quiet, subtle machines that can sit under your desk. A modern ASIC miner running at full capacity sounds like a powerful vacuum cleaner or a small jet engine, and it operates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It is a noise level that is completely unsuitable for a living room bedroom apartment. You must find a dedicated space like a garage, a well-ventilated basement, or an insulated shed. This space also needs to manage the immense amount of heat the machine generates. An ASIC is essentially a very inefficient space heater, converting nearly all the electricity it uses into heat. Without proper ventilation and airflow to exhaust this hot air, the machine will quickly overheat. With the hardware and location sorted, you must address the most critical operational requirement: power. An average ASIC miner can easily consume between 3,000 to 4,000 watts, which is far more than a standard household wall outlet can safely provide. A typical 120-volt, 15-amp can only handle about 1,800 watts. Attempting to run a powerful ASIC on such a circuit is a serious fire hazard. You will almost certainly need to hire a qualified electrician to install a dedicated 240-volt circuit, similar to what is used for an electric stove or clothes dryer. This is a non-negotiable step for safety and stability. You must factor the cost of this electrical work into your initial budget. Finally, you need to connect your miner to the digital world. This involves configuring the machine to join a mining pool. A mining pool is a collective of miners who combine their hash rate to increase their chances of solving a block and earning a reward. Instead of waiting months or even years to solve a block on your own, an almost impossible feat for a small miner, the pool smooths out your earnings. The pool pays you a share of the rewards proportional to the amount of hashing power you contribute. Choosing a reputable pool with low fees and a stable payout structure is the final piece of the puzzle to ensure you start receiving a steady, predictable stream of income from your new hardware. Choosing the right hardware is a delicate balancing act between your budget, your access to power, and your long-term goals. There is no single best ASIC for everyone. Let's break down the options into 3 distinct tiers. For the budget-conscious beginner, a reliable, used model from a previous generation is a smart choice, such as a Bitmain Antminer S19J Pro. It won't have the best efficiency on the market, but the lower upfront cost can shorten your initial payback period. It lets you learn the operational side with less capital at risk. The key: find a unit still profitable at your electricity rate. For the mid-range enthusiast ready to invest more, pick a modern ASIC that balances efficiency and price. Example, MicroBT WhatsMiner M50S Plus. Competitive hash rate without flagship prices. Often the sweet spot on cost to performance, keeping them profitable longer as network difficulty rises. Sourcing spare parts is easier for these models. Fans control boards, which reduces downtime. For the professional or those with very cheap electricity, the choice is top-end flagship hardware. In late 2025, that likely means a state-of-the-art model like Bitmain Antminer S21 variant MicroBT equivalent. These machines cost the most but offer the best hash rate per watt. That efficiency is a competitive advantage, helping operators stay profitable if coin prices fall or difficulty rises. This is for long-term, confident operators aiming to maximize returns. Regardless of hardware, managing electricity cost is the single most effective profitability lever. First, investigate time of use rates with your utility. Many utilities offer much cheaper off-peak rates, typically overnight. Schedule miners to run at full capacity during cheap periods and throttle them down when rates are high. Another strategy, explore renewable energy, like installing solar panels to offset consumption. Also consider behind-the-meter mining by partnering with a local solar farm, wind farm to use their excess power. Finally, consider where your miner is located. Moving your operation to a region or state with historically low industrial power rates can be the ultimate power play. Theory and strategy are important, but nothing makes the realities of mining clearer than running the numbers. The return on investment calculation is your financial North Star. It tells you how long it will take for your machine to pay for itself, after which all earnings become pure profit. To make this tangible, let's walk through a simplified example using realistic figures for late 2025. This exercise is crucial because it forces you to confront all the associated costs, not just the exciting potential revenue. A clear-eyed financial plan is the bedrock of any sustainable mining venture, protecting you from unexpected expenses and market downturns. Let's imagine you decide to purchase a mid-range, new-generation ASIC miner. The all-in cost for the hardware, including shipping, tariffs, import fees, comes to $5,000. This machine is rated to consume 3,000 watts, 3 kilowatts of power. You have done your research, and your local electricity rate is 12 cents per kilowatt hour. Your first step is to calculate your daily electricity cost. To do this, you multiply the power consumption by the hours in a day. 3 kilowatts times 24 hours equals 72 kilowatt hours per day. Then, you multiply this by your electricity rate. 72 kilowatt hours times 12 cents per kilowatt hour equals $8.64 per day. This is your primary operational expense. Now for the revenue side, using an online mining profitability calculator and plugging in the machine's hash rate, the current Bitcoin price, the network difficulty, you estimate that the miner will generate approximately $15 per day. This number is highly dynamic and will change constantly, but we will use it for our static example. To find your daily profit, you simply subtract your daily electricity cost from your daily revenue. $15 minus $8.64 equals $6.36 per day. This is the net amount you are earning after paying for power. It's a positive number, which is a great start. With your daily profit figure, you can now calculate your simple payback period. You take your total initial hardware cost and divide it by your daily profit. $5,000 divided by $6.36 is approximately 786 days. This means it would take approximately 2 years and 2 months for the miner to generate enough profit to pay for itself. This calculation is a simplified snapshot. It does not account for mining pool fees, typically 1 to 2%, potential repair costs, or the inevitable increase in network difficulty over time, which would reduce your daily earnings and extend the payback period. However, it provides a crucial baseline for deciding if the investment is viable for you. Once your operation is stable and profitable, you can explore advanced strategies to maximize returns beyond mining holding a single coin. One popular technique is intelligent coin rotation. If your hardware can target multiple coins within one algorithm, use specialized software or services to automatically switch hash rate to the most profitable coin at any moment. It capitalizes on short-term price and difficulty swings across blockchains, keeps your hardware doing the most lucrative work, and squeezes extra percentage points of profit over time. Another powerful method is repurposing the primary byproduct of mining: heat. ASIC miners are very effective heat generators. Instead of venting that heat, capture and use it. Heat recuperation. Duct heat to warm a garage or workshop, heat a greenhouse for year-round gardening, preheat water for the home's hot water system. That lowers operational costs, improving ROI. But mining has risks that can derail an operation. Top risk: coin price volatility. A market crash can slash revenue overnight and push you into the red. Mitigation: avoid over-leveraging and keep a cash reserve for electricity for a few months. Major risk: rising network difficulty. More miners and power mean your share shrinks. Plan by choosing efficient hardware. Finally, hardware failure. Fans fail. Power supplies burn out. Keep a repair fund and spare parts to minimize downtime. Also, regulatory changes. Stay informed at city, state, country level. A sudden ban or new tax can make mining illegal or unprofitable. Have a contingency plan, even rapid liquidation of hardware. So, after breaking down the costs, the risks, the potential rewards, how do you decide if starting an ASIC mining journey in 2026 is the right move for you? The answer comes down to a clear and honest assessment of your personal situation. You should seriously consider starting if you have met a few key criteria. The most important one is access to cheap and reliable power. If your calculations show a healthy positive margin between the value of the coins you can mine and your electricity cost, you have cleared the biggest hurdle. A suitable and safe location that can handle the noise and the heat, and having the capital for the hardware without putting yourself in financial jeopardy, then the path is open. Conversely, there are very clear signals that you should not start mining. High residential electricity rates, daily power cost exceeding expected revenue. Stop. Negative profitability from day one. It is simply not a viable business. If you cannot afford to lose your initial hardware investment, or you do not have a small cash buffer to cover power bills during a market downturn, the financial risk is too high. Living in an apartment with shared walls, or in a jurisdiction with explicit bans or heavy restrictions on cryptocurrency mining, the practical and legal barriers are insurmountable. ASIC mining is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a business that demands research, planning, active management. It rewards those who treat it as such and penalizes those who jump in based on hype alone. Success hinges on your ability to control costs, manage risks, and adapt to a constantly changing technological and market environment. The miners who are succeeding today are the ones who did their homework yesterday. They understand their efficiency metrics, they have secured a power advantage, and they have a long-term plan that accounts for volatility and increasing difficulty. They operate with discipline, not emotion. If this essay has sparked your interest, there is one simple, concrete action you can take right now, before spending a single dollar. Calculate your personal break-even point. Find your electricity bill and determine your exact cost per kilowatt hour. Go to an online mining profitability calculator. Choose a current generation ASIC model you might consider buying. Input its hash rate. Input its power consumption. Input your electricity rate. The number it spits out will be the most honest piece of advice you can get. If that number is positive and compelling, your journey has just begun. If it is negative, you have just saved yourself a significant amount of time and money. Do the math. If we are adding value to your cryptocurrency journey, please hit the like button and subscribe.